wrapping up in Bangladesh. What's at stake there and why the vote is so controversial, we'll explain. Plus, Brazil's far-right president-elect is just days away from taking office. We'll take a look at the moment that put him there. Stay with us. In Bangladesh, voting has wrapped up in the general election taking place there. Many people waiting in long lines, and the military was out in force after a campaign marred by violence. It has been a controversial election with a controversial front-runner. The Prime Minister of the nation, Sheikh Hasina, is seeking a record third consecutive term. She's also facing allegations of vote rigging and human rights abuses. Her biggest rival is in prison, and her government is accused of targeting journalists and opposition figures. CNN's Nikhil Kumar is following the story for us in New Delhi. And Nikhil, tell us, given the controversy around this particular leader, is this vote seen as fair?
Well, that's the main concern, George. In the run-up to the poll today, which, as you say, polling is now closed, in the run-up, human rights organizations had raised questions and concerns about what Human Rights Watch, for example, called a repressive political atmosphere and a climate of fear, all connected to these concerns that you talked about human rights violations by the government, about repression, and about a clampdown on dissenting voices. Earlier in the year, we had the arrest of a well-known photographer, Shahidul Alam, who was incarcerated for many months. Only the latest, activists said, in actions that had raised worries among civil society at large in Bangladesh. But Sheikh Hasina's tenure over these two terms has really been a story of rights abuses and concerns. Or are they going to vote against this government because of concerns about authoritarianism? We're expecting results later today, tomorrow. And as you say, when they come out, the question will be, how fair are they? Human rights organizations, as I said, have questioned them. The opposition has questioned them. So the country remains on sort of tense and on edge as we await those results.
Nikhil Kumar for us in New Delhi following this. Thank you. It has been a controversial election with a controversial front-runner. The Prime Minister of the nation, Sheikh Hasina, is seeking a record third consecutive term. She's also facing allegations of vote rigging and human rights abuses. Her biggest rival is in prison, and her government is accused of targeting journalists and opposition figures. CNN's Nikhil Kumar is following the story for us. Voting also wrapping up this hour in Bangladesh. Ballots were cast for the general election. The Prime Minister of the nation, Sheikh Hasina, is expected to win a third consecutive term. Her government is accused of targeting journalists and opposition figures.